Hello everyone, this is Nitin Patil. Today we are going to see how we can use the transfer learning for regression problem. We are going to predict the age of a person using the image, and we will use ResNet 50 for this. Last time we have used VG16 and we have seen that how we can solve the classification problem for the transfer learning. I'm going to execute the code in Google Colab as usual. I will share the screen. Okay. I have opened the Google Colab notebook and renamed to Age Prediction using the ResNet 50 for image dataset. This is the dataset link, original dataset link. From here you can get the complete dataset. Actually, I have uh, downloaded the complete dataset and I kept only around 2000 images because I'm executing in Google Colab, so it is not very powerful for the. So I have kept only 2000 images for you. Okay, so we are going to use the ResNet 50. So what ResNet 50 is? ResNet 50 is nothing but only a pre-trained architecture. Okay, so ResNet 50 use the skip connection. So what is the basic architecture of the ResNet 50? So suppose here we have an input and there is convolution layers or weighted layers. We have activation function ReLU. There is another weighted layer, and we are passing input to the output, and the output of this weighted layer is adding with the in previous input. Okay, and again getting forwarded. So this is called as skip connection or identity matrix we are passing to the output. So this way we will create a entire network. So if you can see the ResNet 50, so this way here is the input, we are passing the skip connection. There are two convolution layers. Same way we are repeating this and we are connecting a 50 layer architecture. Okay, finally we have fully connected layer. Because of skip connection we are getting a more accuracy and we are increasing the depth of the network. Okay, so this is the ResNet 50 architecture. Now I am going to import a necessary libraries. Okay, I am going to use TensorFlow 2.0 and Keras for this, and I have imported TensorFlow 2.0. I have imported OS as well. We will see why I have imported this. And TensorFlow, uh, as usual in last time, I have imported sequential model and models, and I have imported some layers, dense, dropout, flatten, batch normalization, and I have imported ResNet 50 architecture. You can see over here, I have imported ResNet 50 architecture, NumPy, Pandas, and I have imported image for the reading of the local images, which we have seen last time. Okay, now the necessary libraries has been imported. Our next step is to declare a variables, right? We generally declare a variable for image width, image height, and for folder path. Okay, so same variables are here. I have kept directory over here. Just a minute, let me show you. Age prediction from images. Okay, this is the directory. So I have copy pasted this path over here, and now you can see under this I have images folder. Okay, under this images I have all total images. I have created model, so there will be the model file, and this is the images zip file. Okay, so you need to just keep a images folder over there, and under that all keep all the images. In last video we have done the categorical folders, right? As suppose there is dog and cat, we have done a one cat folder, one dog folder. Okay, so that is not necessary over here. We are doing the regression. So these are the variables. Image width I am reading 224, image height I am reading 224. Now we will read all the images and create our source dataset. But before that, I will show how the images are present over there. So images, I have got a first image name. So image name is like 1 is the age and 0 is for male and female, and this 0 is something like that. So all the information is present on that side, but we are now just dealing with the age. Okay, so this first character we need for the age. So for this is the 1 year child. So now if you run this, you got an age. I have split this data with the underscore and just printed a first character. Okay, so this way we will loop for all the images and get a images into array and the age of that image. Okay, so I will show you that code. Okay, now import OS I have already imported, but I have written over here again. So I have created two lists, one for the image, one for the target. Target means age. Okay, so for every image name in that path, folder path I have declared, I am getting the actual path of the image. Okay, once I got the path, I am going to load that image into image.loadimg. I have with the image width and image height 224 by 224. I am converting this to the array and dividing this for normalization, and I'm actually printing image name and the age. So I have appended image, actual image data, and then age to that, to the target. Okay, so I have two lists over here, one with the actual image data and one with the age with the name target. So I'm converting to the array, those lists converting to the array with the float because we are dividing with the float values. And then second one is the int is the target. Okay, so we have images with the age 1 2 3. Now you can see if I'm running the code, this is the 2300, this is the age is 23. So same way it will scan all the images, load all images data. It will take more time because we are running it in Google Colab. It will take time to execute. I will show you one actual image with over here as well. Okay, so it is taking more time. For now I will pause this video till all the images gets loaded because it will take around 10 to 15 minutes. So once loaded we will resume this. Now we can see the execution has been completed and our data has been loaded into images and target variables. Okay, the images variable contain all the images. Now we will split our data into training and testing. Okay, so we will use the standard method for this training and testing. So I'm going to say for training using the train test plate, we will divide the x train x valid. Actually we are using for validation, so x valid, y train and y valid. Okay, and we have split the data in for 0.20%. Now we will create actual architecture of the ResNet 50 model. So I'm going to I have imported ResNet 50. I have shown you. So for input shape, I am going image width, image height, and 3 because we are going to add a channel. There is RGB channel, and weights I am using the ImageNet weights, and include top is equal to false because we are going to provide the output layer as per our need. Right now we are going to do the regression, so I will provide the output layer with respect to regression only. So I will execute this. It will download the model weights. Okay. So once it is downloaded the weights, I'm going to show you how we can do the partial layers training. Okay. Last time we have done the, we have actually used the predefined model with the weights as is, and we have not done training for that model. But today we are going to see how we can train the actual predefined models as well. So for I have defined one variable. This is only for the how many layers are present in that model to show that count with you. And for the layers in the layer research architecture dot ResNet architecture dot layers. So if the count is less than 150, the trainable is equal to true. Then I am showing layers dot trainable equal to false. Okay. I'm not going to do the training for those. And if count is greater than 150, I'm going to train use those layers for the training. Okay. Now see, there are total 175 layers, but above 150 layers, I will going to train those with our images dataset. Okay. So this way, we are going to say that for one up to 150 layers, do not train those layers, and after 150, train those layers with our dataset. Okay. Now we are going to create a complete model architecture. How we are going to create that, I will show you. So I have defined X variable. I am going to say whatever predefined architecture is there, get the output of those into X. And now we are going to add a flatten layer. Last time also we have added the flatten layer, same way, flatten X. Okay, output. I have added one flatten layer on top of the X. And then I am again adding the one dense layer on top of X or predefined. And I'm saving that into predictions variable. I'm adding the last layer over here with one output because we are going to do the regression problem, and activation function will be the linear. So we have already done this in my previous videos. If you want to see my previous videos, you can go to the channel. Okay, and you can see those videos. Here I have explained the regression, and here I have explained the how transfer learning can be done. Okay, so this way we can create a complete architecture. Okay, so I have stored the model into prediction variables. Now we will create a model. So what model inputs is ResNet architect variable dot input, right? We have defined the input over here. So image height, image width, and 3 channels layer. Okay, and outputs is the prediction. This is the output layer which we have added. Okay, so this way we are going to create a model. Now we can see how our model looks like. Model dot summary. Okay, so this way all the layers has been displayed over here. So these are the layers, and last layer is which we have added is one output. Okay, which we needed one output. Now we have created the model architecture. Now the next step is to compile the model. For compilation of the model, we are going to use Adam Optimizer. Okay, so I will show you that as well. Okay, so model.compile optimizer, we are going to use Adam. Loss is mean squared error because we are going to solve the linear regression problem. So loss will be the mean squared error, and matrices is mean absolute error. Okay, so this way we will compile the model. Now the actual fitting of the model means start the training of the model. So to start the training, I will show you the model.fit x train, y train. We are going to pass for the training. Batch size I'm going to say 50. You can keep as per your convenience. Validation data we have already split to x valid and y valid. And I'm going to say epochs as 20 because we are executing in the Colab. It will not get epochs more than 50. It will show an error. So that's why I'm right now saying the epochs will be the 50. Okay, now you can see the model training has been started. Epoch first has been started. Okay, so now you can see MA is decreasing 47, 43, 40. Likewise, so our model is learning. On the completion of the first epoch, we can see the mean absolute error for training data is 30 and for validation data is 9.06. So now you can see on the second epoch itself, it has been decreased very well. So this way model training will go on. This will take some time because we have a specified number of epochs more. I will pause this video for some time. Now you can see training has been completed. So training MAE mean absolute error is around 1.67 and validation M is 8.91. We will check with the real images how well our model is performing. Okay, and you can see how our model is learning with the graphical way as well. So you can see my previous videos, I have shown over there how we can see the graphical view how our model is training. Now I am loading the image, one of the images which I have used for training. So you can refer the other images as well. Now you can see that there is the age, real age is 23 from that image. Okay, and I am loading this image and passing to the I am showing first of all this image and converting to array. This is what is the steps which we have done earlier. I'm dividing it by 225.0 and expand dims. Okay, then passing to the model for the prediction, and I'm predicting that class. Actually, that this is not a class. So it's real age is 23, but our model is showing 20. Now you can train our model with the more number of images. There are around 9,000 plus images. I have used 2,000 only. You can use those all those images and train our model and increase the epoch size to get a better accuracy. I have used 50 epochs over there. I'm running code in Colab, so that's why I have used 2,000 images with the 50 epochs. You can go over with the more number of images, more number of epochs. Okay, more batch size. This way you can improve the model accuracy. Now our model is showing 20 and actual age is 23. 20.98 it is showing around 21. Okay, so if we can do the upscaling, so it is around 21 and actually is a 23. So our model is quite well. Okay, so this way you can check the age of the different persons. Okay, so this is it for today's video. Please subscribe to my channel and keep learning. Thank you all.